Alrighty, we are live once again. It is Monday, November the 23rd, about to wrap up this month of June in 2025. Hope everybody is doing well out there. Hope you are intending in the highest. I hope you are of the awareness or growing into the awareness of being able to see the sprinkles of your intention as they begin to make their way into your experience. We hope that you are cataloging these crumbs that are the evidence of your intention on approach. We hope as you are aware of the evidence, the information, the happenings, the events that you know are related to your intention having been set, we hope that you're asking the questions. Okay, I see that the evidence of my intention is on approach. It is making its way into my experience. What more can I do? Or what do I need to stop doing to allow it to come into full ownership, into full possession for the time that it is meant to be in my and as a experience? I hope you're asking these questions for many set intentions, hold their intention, are in alignment, and they are able to be aware of the awareness, to be aware of the evidence of their intention beginning to make its way into their experience, but they fall short of actually bringing the experience into ownership. The job, the relationship, the home, the car, the travels, the vacations, the experiences into actual ownership. What this means is that there's still conflict there. You still have resistance there that is actually strong enough to keep the ownership of your intention at bay. That's all it means. For if you can, something that you've never brought into your experience before, if you can set an intention and then become aware of the evidence of the intention that you set 3 days ago, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, beginning to come into your experience, and you know that these happenings are related to your intention, if you can do that, then you can bring it into full ownership. You just have to continue to discover is what you are holding in mind and body that is standing between you and full experience of your intention, whatever it is. So we are here. We are alive. We are thankful for each of you who are here and will be here to so and that are in support in the creating of this interaction with your energies. We're thankful for each of you who have found this recording and are watching it as a replay. We thank you for allowing us to be of support in that fashion. If you find value, be sure to subscribe, like. If you're inspired, comment on your expanded awareness. Check the description for our conscious discussions, which are free offerings where we actually have one-on-one, not one-on-one, but a actual live discussion via Zoom. You have to register to get the Zoom information, and then you're good to go. Whenever you are inspired to join in, we're doing that now on Wednesdays. Considering hosting an evening time event, but you will get the information on that if you are registered via email because you have become a part of the community. We offer private sessions that are different from most offerings. You can schedule your private session at the time that is most appropriate for you anytime. And the investment for those sessions is what you are inspired to once the session is over. Whatever you are inspired to, potentially based on the value you believe you have received. That's the investment. So there doesn't have to be any resistance to scheduling if you want a more private session that will support you in sparking your growth and expansion at the moment. Whether you feel stuck or you're unsure or you're uncertain or you have questions, there's no reason to hesitate. We also, our greatest, grandest, most offering is our private community, of which everything that you need is there. Facilitation of your growth and expansion on a consistent basis is there. Group interaction with those who are on the same path, along the same, engaging in the same process is there. Everything that's necessary to accelerate this process of growth and expansion is there. It doesn't have to take a lifetime for you to realize the truth of you in source and to become free of resistance, free of fear, so that you can act on your inspirations without hesitation. That you exist now is about how fast you can clear all of the shadows to let that light, that pure light of source that is you, to shine brightly through. And if you are inspired, that is the highest of our offerings at the moment. It may be the highest offering out there, for it is not a training, it is not a course, it is a commitment of which you are a part of once you join for life, and or as long as we are able to offer our support through this vessel. So today we are talking about, or the title is, the bearer of good news. You can be the wielder of the light. The bearer of good news. You can be the wielder of the light. And we will every now and then look to our screen. Something happened with the connection in our last live. The weather has been interesting, and that has played a role in the connection, for there is really no other explanation for it. But we will keep a check on that to try to keep things in the highest fashion, and we are intended in the highest fashion for these electrical connections and Wi-Fi things while we are communicating with you. And we will hold that in the highest. You hold it in the highest, and we're sure everything will be fine. Again, the bearer of good news, you can be the wielder of the light. Conscious creators, aspiring conscious creators. You are already the bearer of good news. You are already the wielder of the light. The question is, to what degree? To what degree? At this moment, you are only a wielder of the light to the degree that your inner makeup allows you to be. So the question is, because it's quite possible that you have blind spots that you're not aware, how often are you being driven by fear, by the conflict, the resistance to the being that you intend to be, and to the experiences that you intend to create? Because if you're in conflict with the experiences that you intend to create, which most are to some degree, then in those moments you are limiting, stifling your ability to express the true light that is you. Now, understand that the most glorious light, the most glorious potential expression already exists within you, for you are source, and source is you. So the potential and the capacity for far beyond what you can imagine is already there. Yes, far beyond. For your ability through mind and body to express the highest of frequency has no limit. It has no limit. And the experiences that you create, can create potentially, the experiences that you can align yourself with are and will be a direct reflection of the frequencies that you are able to condition yourself to express with consistency. And we want you to understand, again, we've said this before, this is a selfish journey. Everything that you are doing, every play and practice that you engage in is about you expanding yourself. It's about you opening yourself up to greater understanding, higher frequency wisdom and knowledge, higher frequency truths that reveal themselves to you based on your consistency. Understand that this journey is a selfish journey. It's completely about you. Now, we know that kind of may not sit well with you based on where you are in your evolution, but it is. And understand that it is for the highest and best, because the more selfishly you focus on you, on your growth and development, the more selfish you are about the types of material that enters through your physical senses, establishing ideas, creating states of being, the more selfish you are about intending of yourself in the highest, the more selfish you are about expressing the highest frequency you can imagine, the more selfish you are about entertaining only the highest thoughts and establishing only the highest beliefs, the highest of dominant ideas that align you more and more closely with the truth of you and source, the more selfish you are at those things. Over time, the greater the light you will express. You will be able to express, and it won't be a thing where you're trying to do it. It will happen organically, naturally, as a result of your decisions, as a result of your play and practice, as a result of your continual efforts to release resistance and get out of conflict with your highest intentions. And in so doing, all of this, you will more consistently be the highest and most beautiful version of yourself, the highest and most powerful version of yourself that is ever expanding. And when you are doing that, you are your highest and best self as a parent. You are your highest, best self as a partner in relationship, in your marriage. You are your highest and best self in your business or in your careers. You are your highest and best self as a stranger in the store. Every present moment, in every present moment, and in every space that you find yourself, you will be the highest and best version of yourself as a result of selfishly focusing on you and your growth and development. And the end result of that, the good news that you will always be carrying with you, lies in your vibrational expression, because you will always be walking more consistently, walking and expressing a higher frequency naturally as a result of your play and practice. And in so doing, you will allow others, grant others the opportunity to tune up to you. The good news for them, the higher vibrational information and understanding, which is the good news, for them is a potential because of their proximity to you. Higher vibration, one is in the space where they're able to tune up to your higher vibration, opening themselves up to higher vibrational thought patterns, understandings, and if even a fraction of it is able to squeak through, they are forever changed. And maybe being in your presence or being touched by your vibrational expression creates an aha moment for them, for a challenge that they are seeking the solution for, a life decision that they are seeking understanding around. You're vibrating in the highest carries the good news. It's not about you verbalizing anything, which could be a part of it, but it's not necessary. This is about your vibrational expression as a result of your state of being, which is the result of your selfish choosing to be the highest and best version of yourself, a pure constant striving to be a pure expression of source, the pure expression of source that you are, free of resistance, free of inner conflict. The freer you are of resistance, the freer you are of inner conflict, the more of the truth of you that exists right now is able to be expressed through you, i.e., greater and greater light you are able to express. The brighter the light you are able to express. Each of your ascended masters, if you will, have engaged in the same practice to some degree or another, and their effect on those who sought them out, those they came in contact with, those they touched, those they influenced, was a result of first their vibrational expression. Now we understand that there are books and writings and all of these things, uh, chronicles of their language, their spoken word. But the truth is that the same or greater impact can be had or created just through presence alone. When others are in your energy presence, when they are in the presence of your vibration. Because your vibration comes first. It comes before your thoughts. It becomes before your words. And you can establish a beautiful field of energy in the room that you are in your home, in the store that you get ready to walk into. You can establish a beautiful and powerful field of energy once you are strong enough, once you are selfish enough, once you know that you can. You can establish beauty wherever you find yourself or wherever you know you are going. You can send it there before you get there. And know that everyone that you encounter has to be of like energy. Every experience has to be of like energy. And once you know that with absolute certainty, you can relax. There's no need for stress. There's no need for insecurity when you have proven to yourself that the energies go before you. And most of you know that. If you're here, you're still here to the end of this interaction, you know that. You may not fully trust it, but you know you that it's a possibility that you do send your energies and you can send your energies beforehand. You can establish an intended field before you get there. And if it is true, then there's no reason to be insecure. There's no reason to have fear. All of your spiritual books say that. There's no reason to be insecure. There's no reason to have fear. There should be, could be only knowing that that which you intend will be there. And you start with the broad sense of excitement, joy, love, beauty. Start with that and see if you find it. See if it finds you at the restaurant. See if it finds you in the grocery store. See if it finds you at work. See if it finds you in the meeting today. Because you established it, you placed it there. You were the bearer, the wielder of the light. There are so many opportunities, so many potentials available to you as a creator, as a pure piece and parcel of source. And those potentials will be revealed to you and more make sense the more you walk the path. the more you play with the release of resistance, inner conflict, the more you establish yourself in higher frequency, the more your vibration increases organically as a result of your play and practice, and you find yourself in feeling good states more often. The more these type ideas will make their way to you, the more they will make sense, the more your the more fertile your ground will be for the lodging of the seeds of these truths. And as a result, the more powerful you become, the more stable you become, the more able you are to be centered no matter what the external looks like. And that's powerful because you move through challenges more quickly. You move through concerning situations more quickly. You claim solutions more quickly because you are more often in alignment with them. It's an energy thing, it's a frequency thing, it's a vibration thing. Answers, solutions, understandings, they are in a higher vibration than the challenge, than the question, than the problem. They always are. But if you come in contact with the next challenge to overcome, and you're more consistently in alignment, that challenge hasn't moved you into low vibration, then you will find yourself with the answer more quickly than normal. For you're not wrestling in the vibration of the problem. And all of this equals you being the expressor of brighter and brighter light as you walk the path, as you understand the truth of you, as you engage with the truth of you in meditation more and more often, as you question your inner being as to the ideas and the thought patterns of the truth of you in source. Ask for them to be revealed more and more often, that you might play with them, that you might engage in the energy of those ideas, that you might play with the understanding of those ideas. You may not be able to contain them fully at the moment, but the more you play with them, the more natural they will be for you. And the more understanding is able to make its way in based on those ideas. And it won't be long before they become who you are versus things that you are playing with. But it takes the understanding, it takes the knowledge, it takes the awareness that you can do these things and that you're already these things and that you're just bringing them forth while simultaneously releasing the clouds of conditioning that have been established. But you are the wielder of the light. You are the bearer of good news already, just to the degree that you are able to allow it to flow through you. So, with that being said, yes, we're continuously checking, but expecting. With that being said, if you have questions, if you have comments, if you have inspirations, if you have expanded awareness you would like to discuss, place them in the chat and we will spend some time discussing those. Hello, Catherine. She says, thank you, Abraham. I had a question, but you answered it. I'm practicing looking at concerning events without disturbing my vibration. Excellent. Excellent. And there's a number of ways that you can do that. You can, if you have a disturbing event, as quick as you can, immediately if possible, get yourself into a higher frequency. No matter what it takes to do that. Begin to consider a favorite song. Begin to consider your favorite color. Remember a beautiful location or a beautiful happening and get into the feeling of it. Make it as big and as bright and as beautiful and as exciting as you can. And then from that energetic space, from that vibrational space, then turn and look at the challenge. glean the information from it. In energy, we're talking about doing this in vibration. Look at the challenge from that high frequency space that you have placed yourself in. Look at the challenge, get the information from it, and in that space, the answer or the next steps will reveal themselves in relationship to whatever that circumstance is. You cannot engage a low vibrational happening on the same in the same level of vibration. The answer is not there. All answers are in a higher frequency. They're in joy, they're in excitement, they're in peace, they're in that centered space. That space that you find yourself in when you go for a walk or when you're driving the car, not considering anything, and the aha moments where you can place yourself in the same energy and in the same state of being, that emptiness, that clearness, as those states that you find yourself in. You can put yourself in those spaces that will more quickly, again, allow the answers, the next steps, the solutions to make their way into your being as a result of your asking the question, but and being in a higher frequency than the problem. That's excellent, Catherine, that you're doing that. It's excellent that you're monitoring your vibration when looking at things undesired and trying to get and making the shift to, okay, what am I actually intending here? What do I need to do to resolve this and establish the intention for this that has materialized? Excellent, excellent. Catherine is one who is able to now make adjustments on the fly, make adjustments almost in the moment. And that's the result of her play and practice. That's the result of her growth and expansion available to everyone. Thank you for that. Anyone else? All right. So if there are no other questions or comments at this moment, we once again want to thank each of you for who were here and supported the creation of this interaction through your thoughts and vibrations. We are thankful for those of you who have found this recording and allowed us to be of support in that manner. Be sure to check the description, and if you are inspired, join in with our conscious discussions. These are, again, free offerings where we actually have conversation via Zoom. Allow us to be of support, get your questions answered, accelerate your growth and expansion. We'll be back tomorrow on Tuesday, and we're excited for that. If you are inspired, we will see you here. We love you very much, and we will talk to you soon.